Okay, welcome all to the May 3rd meeting of the Dudley Board of Water and Sewer Commissioners. Must tell everyone that this meeting is being recorded. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, could you just tweak the volume down just a little bit? The massive crowd here, I don't think, just because the echo is a little off-putting. The acceptance of minutes from April 3rd.
Make a motion to accept the minutes of April 3rd.
Second it.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? 4-0. Oh, yes, and congratulations to Justin Dolan, our 5th member, and his wife, and on the birth of their first daughter, first child.
Andy.
Get your sleep. Oh,
Yes,
get your sleep.
Kendall Josephine.
Get your sleep when you can, Justin. All right, minutes. 16 Bates Road. Richard Shorten, is it? Well, you can sit at the table. And if you could just sign in on the piece of paper that's there, that would, it just makes it easier for our administrative assistant when she types the minutes.
Yeah, I'd like to get permission to do a water tie-in to the town line at 16 Bates Road.
Okay, so it's on a well, house is on a well now?
It's on a well, but it tested positive for arsenic above the recommended levels. So the mediation to do that and have to keep up with the filter, I've told it's quite a bit, constantly changing out the filters. I can't do it myself. You got to dispose of it somewhere special. So I figured tying into the clean town water would be easier.
Water's got to go a long way to get to you.
Yeah, right.
Is there any problem with connection up there? I wouldn't think there is.
Just your pressures, there's gonna be a little bit lower, you might wanna consider a booster pump in your cellar too, to help boost some pressure up there.
All right.
The tank level's right there, so, but that's common up there.
Huh. Right next to the tank, it's still low?
That's why it's low, because you're right next to the tank. The pressure's
my.
based on the height of the tank, so you,
Yeah.
the further away from the tank you are, the further lower.
Good to know.
You got plenty of volume, just.
Yeah, just,
Motion, Mr. Chairman, to allow tie-in for 16 Bates Road water.
the motion's been made, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That'd be 4-0.
Keep our office posted what you plan on doing on your contract, because they'll make the necessary time.
All right, great, thank you.
Jen, can you give them the fees, so everybody's on board what the fees are?
Bear with me 1 second, I'm sorry.
Okay. We'll continue on though while you're doing that.
Yeah, hi.
Okay, next is tie-in bond correspondence. Jeff Faulkner called me this morning. He's back from his vacation and just gave us, there wasn't a whole heck of a lot coming from them. The projects are ongoing. The plant is just about finished. Few punch list items. And actually, the only real thing left is the landscaping. And there's some concerns there. They are working with Concom for a long-term plan to deal with the flooding that has impacted the landscaping around the plant. So that is ongoing. George went down there yesterday, I believe, and cleared, with Concom approval, cleared some of the debris out of the brook and got it back to running the way it's supposed to instead of running through the yard. And we'll see how it holds up for now. But Ty and Bond is working on an engineered plan for armoring the site. And a lot of that is dependent on the culvert project, which is in the hands of FEMA, NEMA, and the town administrator through a federal grant. We should be hearing about that any time now. Is there anything on the water treatment plant? I know for the most part, everything is going well.
We're still
now.
working out some bugs in the system. That's been ongoing for a while. We've been we've got the bag filters out. We're allowed, I think, one good filter cleaning on the bag filters, and then after that,
Yep.
it's time to pay up and buy some. But
Yep.
we'll wash it about 10, 12 filters.
Oh, yeah, and Brian did say that yesterday, I believe, they got it to where the water now is running through both filters.
Something like that.
No,
So
construction.
it is
Timmy and Luca
It's
are learning the system.
pretty much
good, so they're
up and running, and they're working the three guys are working the system.
Is everything working automatic now?
Yeah, all
for the
the,
most part, but there's still some issues with that. We're still getting some alarms and things.
all the automation is in place. There's now tweaks. Justin was handling the electricity pricing results. I know he did send an email out.
I met with the guy
Oh, you did, okay.
via Zoom about all the results, and we've sent information to the town to see if they want to be included in it, because we have the majority of the accounts that the town has, and there's currently a contract with Constellation. So, but the prices that they can get us are good prices, very good prices. Did I send it out there?
What I saw was a 25%, about a 25%
Saving, yeah, sorry.
savings.
Yep. So I'm just waiting for correspondence back from the town to see if they wanna put their accounts into this, cause it may even be a greater saving. I think he said the town has maybe 4 or 5 accounts compared to our 24 accounts. And then if they don't, the decision would come back to you as to what you wanna do.
Well, I think what was like $50,000 savings?
Yes.
It's a significant savings.
So why would we not do that?
And no penalties to break off?
That's what I'm trying to find out from,
That's what we're working through now.
so, I'll follow up and hopefully by June, the meeting have more information. If I get anything along the way, I'll send it.
Okay, fire department hydrant protocol. A couple of the guys have said something to me over the past couple of weeks about calls for water in the basement that have come up, that dispatch hasn't called. And I know the one employee that is monitoring I Am Responding his family is getting a little upset at being woken up in the middle of the night monitoring it. He's had conversations with the dispatch and not gotten anywhere. So I don't know he said that they just won't change their policies. So I wondering if we need to look at the protocol again and maybe put some teeth in it and have a discussion with the South County Dispatch to get develop the policy a little better for when call-outs would happen. It's at least it's my observation that if something isn't done, at some point, we're gonna start seeing grievances.
Mr. Chairman, I've already talked to the director over there a while back. This is new to me about this again. So if somebody's calling them, he's not gonna be responding to anybody but about a department head to any problems. this is what I've told this individual not to do.
Okay.
The problem, notify me, and I will engage with him as to what the deal is. So I'm gonna go back and call him tomorrow, find out what happened on this last thing. I only got a bit of that call. I was out in the field, so, I knew what had happened, but I don't know if the water was notified, because I couldn't hear all of it. So if there was a problem, it has to go through me to try and make the corrections. We'll find out what's going on with that.
Okay, all right.
Mr. Chairman, what's the biggest issue? Someone shutting a water service valve off inside the house?
The concern is that just a delay, and if there's water buildup in this basement because they're waiting to turn it off at the curb, then any delay could be
Before they
inches
go
more
to the-
water in the basement.
Before they go to the curb, they should know they should be able to go to the foundation wall at the meter. I mean, the homeowner should know that.
Right. they
Property
should.
owner, there should be a designated person that knows how to shut the water off in the house.
I guess
I don't even see us getting involved.
It's on private property, we shouldn't.
You're in the house, you're in the foundation.
The issue came that a couple times when the calls had come in, I was actually monitoring them, and I would actually start responding just as a precaution, if it was the right type of house on our system. Even if it was, and a lot of them are not related to piping problems, some are outside issues or whatever have you. So, a few of those that I have responded, I was able to shut down pretty quickly. The gig was that,
Sorry, Joey.
the gig was that we told them that, hey, notify water, once you do your dispatch, notify the water, just to see if the house is on the water system. And I said to get more information, when I talked to the director, I says, have them give a little more information, what's going on. Is it a pipe in the house? Is it inside the house flooding? Because a lot of it's been groundwater issues from outside, things like that, so.
Well, the other concern was when there's fire, they're monitoring for, is there a fire that's gonna be using the water system?
Right, yeah.
And having to turn pumps on and things like that. And, getting woken up, the incident that was brought to me was his family was woken up at 1 o'clock in the morning for an activated fire alarm out in West Dudley. It had absolutely nothing to do with us, but the only way he gets any notification when he's on call is by monitoring the fire department radios. So it's when the pager goes off.
Mr. Chairman, this policy was put in place, I'm pretty sure I was sitting here, that to make sure our hydrants are protected. Am I not wrong? Over and above that, it shouldn't, if there's water in the house, we shouldn't be going in there. If they call, or the dispatcher or whoever, tell them to shut the water off at the house and call a plumber.
There's only one time you would
But
have
you
to
have to shut it
go.
off at the streets.
If they've got old gate valves,
If
they don't
you had a
work
leak
sometimes.
before the main shut off,
Or if it
like
freezes
on the
or
flare
breaks.
connection coming in, or if they couldn't turn the valve, then you have to shut it off at the curb stop.
That's right.
But for us, like I say, to be involved with the basements of 5,000 homes, 2,000 homes, I'm not paying a 4-hour overtime. I'm not gonna go out for that.
There were multiple concerns. I'm just voicing it, and the concern was that because George is employed by the fire department, there's a bit of a conflict there.
So, I think we got two issues going here, one on hydrants and one on inside plumbing, inside the houses.
More of the issue is
But the call,
the fire calls.
Mr. Chairman, the call coming in from the dispatcher is supposed to be to protect our hydrants. That's what it was set up for. It wasn't to, hey, we need the water department to go shut the house water off. 'Cause
That's one of the, yes, that was one of many calls. I shouldn't have led with that one, but yeah.
So the idea of us having our pager notifications go off, it's primarily, right now, they've limited the ambulance chatter down, so any call you substantially get would be fire alarms or an actual fire. So if there was an actual fire, Brian would get it on his radio. Of course, I'd be already going there, but he'd be getting it on his radio. He automatically would hear if it's a working fire, that means they're gonna be using hydrant in whatever street they designate. So he already knows to get ready to act when he hears that. Fire department knows to call the water department at any time a hydrant's gonna be used. And that was the chief and I's discussion, especially on West Dudley, or any fire out in West Dudley. because they always can do tanker shuttles back to Mill Road and then bring the the water
All right,
out.
we can-
That's,
we can-
that's all set.
I guess we can handle it offline.
Yeah, the issue in the houses now that, I have no problem responding to a house call, just to make sure they don't need any shut off in the street. Like Bob said, some of those calls, you can't even pull if you end up pulling the valve, you could end up blowing into a bigger mess.
That's the
I'd
concern.
rather not have them touch anything until a representative of the water gets here, if it's that delicate, because it could be a small stream, now you've made it into a roaring stream. So that is just the issue, to get the dispatch on sync with us to say, hey, I've got a call, blah, 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 it's at that street, you have water in that street, yes, we do, on that house. What's the issue? Is it coming in? Is it the homeowner doesn't know? Hey, go respond. Be safe than sorry.
The problem I have, George, is you shouldn't be working in their basement at all. We have no jurisdiction or whatever. You cause a bigger problem, we're on the hook for it.
But it's not to work in the basement.
It's not to
be
work, it's-
called so that they can shut it off at the curb if something happens, so.
We still
Well,
own
if-
the meter, we still have it rights in that meter and shut off, so we have the right to go in and do what we have to in an emergency situation, no matter what. So
It's
Technically
just at
don't
the-
need to
at
go
the
in the
meter.
house.
No,
Like I said, typically,
it can be shut off at the
We've gotten
curb.
the call that, hey, my basement's flooding.
if I get one of those, I go out and shut the curb off.
That's
what-
right, that's the,
Okay.
that's the concern. They shut it off at the curb. Now you can figure out where your leak is, if it's groundwater, if it's something else.
Well, isn't that the on-call man's duty?
So-
The man that's on call that week?
But if he doesn't
not getting
get,
called.
but if he doesn't get the call, then it's a grievance for being denied overtime.
And I think part of the concern is that, like, if you're in an area with 100 PSI of
Oh, yeah.
pressure, and it's an iron surface and it shears off at the wall or, before the meter or where the valve is, that's typically where you're gonna get the most corrosion. If that shears off and the fire department gets called, they go, now they're, however many minutes it is for the fire to get there to determine what's going on, they're gonna go in, look. At 100 PSI, the water's gonna be
It's
coming
gonna
out
flood the
the
house
first
every time
floor.
fire, yeah.
Before, and technically you have 1 hour to respond on a water call. So if it takes somebody that's living out of town an hour to get here, and they already wasted 45 minutes before, like I said, it'll be coming out the front door.
That was and I only brought this up to see about revisiting the policy, that's all.
But it wouldn't be under the same policy. This was specific for the fire hydrants more than road.
Okay, all right.
You'd have to add another,
Can we go a little further since we opened the page? Do we have a fee set up for somebody to, hey, my
we do have
basement's-
an on-off fee, I believe. Which I don't know,
No, I
I think
think
this
the
came
on-off
up
fee-
before where we were.
The on-off fee was never voted on.
Never voted
I
on
was
that.
gonna say, I know it came up and we had had some,
Well,
Got
my
kicked
concern
out.
is,
Discussion and we
we're gonna
moved
pay somebody 4 hours overtime to come.
That's
do
the
a-
that's the nature of the business.
Wasn't that included in the quarterly fee
Yes, it
over the
was.
years? You did the quarterly fee, figuring that would
I was gonna say,
balance that problem.
I mean, it's a service that we provide if
Yeah.
it's an emergency. I mean, it's like, fire department doesn't charge you if your house is on fire.
Mass
You know what I
Electric
mean?
doesn't charge you if they're gonna go up on a pole.
But
It's just, yeah.
I disagree if someone's calling you to come out and shut the water off for whatever random reasons they
For,
want. but-
for winterization because they're going south.
But
So
under
I
an
forgot to
emergency,
go-
Under an emergency situation, it's just,
I think
it's
it's
The
a,
on-call man
nature
has
of the
to go.
business.
yeah, it's a service we
Yeah.
provide. It's-
Okay, so we can work that. I just wanted to bring it up to be able to
yeah,
revisit the
Needs to be
the
a separate
protocol.
policy.
That's a separate policy, you're right. Okay. Anything further there? Budget review. So we should be at somewhere, looks like 75%? Or 80%?
We only have 2 months left.
Yeah, 85%. Okay, it looks like for salaries. Oh, electricity, of course, is over on both. Let's look at one first. Sewer. I've got sewer out. And engineering, that's been over right along from debt service. Nothing's really changed. Operating expenses is at 100% now.
Yep.
Where do we get the debt number for the budget?
Debt service, that comes from the treasurer collector.
So how are we off on what we budget and what we spent?
That was for an interest
Interest
payment,
payment.
an interest payment that was,
Interest only on one of the current loans that we took for
Yes.
some of the projects?
right. Was unexpected. And then on the back page, you've got the, those are the open capital projects. And what's in there. So. And then water is, it's like we're over on electricity, of course, overtime, and that should be evening out now with it.
Doing well on chemicals, because I noticed that last bill was $15,000 compared to usually being around 11, then maybe 13. Now it's at 15.
Yep.
Yep, you were injecting at 1 point instead of at 3.
I'm gonna remember the expendeds that are zero. I mean, indirect's a big one.
Yep,
I thought he took that like the first of the year. I know that was one of our complaints.
I believe he did take it. I don't think I've just taken it out. I apologize.
And then how about capital? Do we have any, is there projects that are earmarked for the 110?
Not that I'm aware of.
We haven't bought anything with capital? Does the truck come out of that capital line?
We took that out of retained earnings for that.
We have a line.
And that hasn't even, we haven't even seen it yet.
Right, but did it get, was that part of the budget for the capital, or?
No.
What was included
that
in
was,
the
that
capital
was,
that we budgeted?
that was, we spent that of retained earnings.
Yeah, what else? There was something
Was that a
else.
separate article?
I thought it was. That's what I'm looking for.
Dump truck?
No.
There was a separate article out of the retained earnings.
Yeah,
Water-
it's the water dump truck, the second one,
Yeah.
for 200.
Oh, there it is, yeah. Yep.
On which one?
The second one down on the capital projects.
On the back.
Back page of the water. It's sewer.
Yeah. Yeah, what do we have 110 in sewer?
You got the sewer.
Yeah, I was looking at sewer, that's why I just don't know what we had budgeted for capital items on sewer.
It's all,
Looking for spare pumps, or?
I&I, the F-450,
Purchases one pump on a Wayne Ave, pump like the $30,000.
sewer video article, the, that's the camera.
Pump that went to. Remember what it's for there.
Any questions there?
I'm just concerned that we haven't purchased or done whatever the capital items are if we spent zero.
For which one?
Sewer.
Sewer?
After that, it hasn't really been anything that's,
Nothing huge off the
No.
top that's come through sewer.
a couple of those upgrades, and that was it.
I can definitely go back and look through stuff. No problem doing that.
Oh, and, okay, we'll finish
I'm
this.
just curious, I mean, typically,
Yeah.
if
I
you
just-
budget
Yeah.
a number, you have something in mind. If you haven't ordered them, is there a reason we haven't ordered them?
We call it anticipation.
I think that, I think there's been an amount maintained in the capital line item for, if a pump goes,
That's how we,
then you've got money in the budget to be able to go buy one.
Do we have spare pumps on the shelf?
we have some spare pumps, but they're not all uniform, so some of it different.
So, I mean,
And
we
we're
should have
trying,
a-
we're trying
we should
those
have a
other.
spare for every pump station.
Yeah, we're trying those new, if we're gonna change out, we're gonna change out to those new Liberty types, the startup one way and then,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, anti-clog.
yeah, whatever you call it,
All right, you're running out of time, so if you had things on mind that you were gonna order, I would get them ordered.
And, I just, okay, are we good with
Yep.
Oh, and then the third page that was given to us is the final page of receipts. So you can see what we have received. Is that for a quarter, or is that for the
It's a
annual?
whole year.
That's the whole year?
Well, since 7/1/2023, this fiscal year.
So 2.6 is total.
10 months.
Yeah, no, that's on the meter
That's
stuff.
basically
We bought all our
3/4.
meters, and We still got money left for,
1,100 to change out.
That 2.6 million.
1,100, 1/4.
Three quarter, actually, no, because
went
we haven't
through
billed
the
the
whole
fourth quarter. We're just billing the fourth quarter out now.
Yes.
3/4.
Yeah, so that's 3/4, yeah.
So we're gonna try to do so many each year now, because,
that's what I'm gonna try to do, make sure we
yeah, I went
wanna go a little
through,
bit better as we get better off where we are.
yeah,
to
I
try
went
to-
through the whole list to find out exactly how many we had.
There's a lot of meters coming back to be faulty or,
Just dying. A lot of them are just,
yeah, a lot of them were in there.
a lot of the 1/4s are
10 year
just dying,
usually.
yeah.
Okay, I just want to go back real briefly to the water treatment plant. Station 6 is down. They've got it torn apart, and I believe they're planning on having it redone by Monday. So it'd be done, it went down, they took it down on Monday, and they'll have it back
Inspection,
on Monday.
cleaning, new pump.
The new pump. That's almost the last, other than landscaping, that's about the last of anything to be done up there. So they're really, really finishing up.
Will we put in a new pump there,
Yes, gonna be a new pump put in.
different than what's there?
Yes.
Be a submersible.
That one that's there has been there since 1997.
But do we use that pump anywhere else?
Well, you're changing out a vertical turbine for submersible.
Submersible, correct, yeah. And vertical turbines are good, they last a good long time, don't get me wrong, but, our last time, like the Station 3, where we have 2 wells in there, basically speaking, that other one was a turbine. We'd like to convert that to a submersible because the shaft has collapsed on it now. So it'll offer us some water from it, but not where it would be if it was a complete turbine, because the shaft is decreased now. It's oblong, so the shaft rubs and stuff like that. So we don't really use it yet, but we'd like to get that working for backup, just in case.
For which one?
Station 3, the well 7. Remember, we've already had well 7's pump removed twice
Yeah.
for various issues.
Okay, so anything further on the budget? Nothing there. All right, old business, there's the on-off fee. We haven't really gone anywhere with that. The different, you can see what's on the list of, list there. On indirect costs, Jen got a email last night that they've gotten the data that they need from the town and are working on a template. She's gonna reach out to them and find out if there's gonna be some consult with us to see, what the, if there's anything missing from our side, from our point of view.
Are they gonna come in and present it to us?
Yeah, they will. They had said they'd have it done by the end of April, but I would imagine they're gonna have it done in the next
Couple weeks, I would
next
think.
couple of weeks, I would think.
Should we plan on May? Come in?
June?
June. Yeah, sorry.
This is May. Yeah.
I'll
Oh, either that or we'll have a special meeting.
Yep.
We'll keep folks up on that. Superintendent's report.
Nothing too major or anything. You guys just might want to know, I think most of you know anyway, the
I do have a copy.
May 9th Devon's Award thing from DEP. So I don't want to say anything more about that, but that's coming up next week, Thursday. 10 o'clock roughly starting. I'm not sure if there's a limit on people or how many people can go. They haven't,
And union, as it says in 16, the union negotiations are ongoing.
Yep.
I've been in on the last 2 meetings. The next one is next Wednesday. I will not be able to be there because I'm employed.
Any chance you can
Jen's a
get there,
happy
Bob?
camper.
Sorry, you saw the smile?
Oh, yeah. Oh, she threw a, thank God, onto the social media post when I posted it on the, yeah.
Is there any chance you can get there?
When is it?
Wednesday.
The 9th of May.
Wednesday morning at 9:30.
Wednesday morning, that was Thursday morning. Is it Wednesday morning?
Wednesday morning. I asked them if they could change it to Thursday, but they can't. It's Wednesday morning. So, in any case, any questions on the,
Wednesday's the 8th.
yep. Any questions on the superintendent's report? Okay. Board comments.
Oh, I say thank you for your commitment while you were out of work, and keeping an eye on things, with all the money being spent
I
and the
don't think
jobs
you should
going
take the
on.
job. I don't think you should take the job.
Yeah,
I know you're like a bird dog out there.
I know when she, when I'm spending too much time in the office when. But,
So when Jen gets the call, oh, I don't know, Tom, why you have no water.
Direct from
do
Dippin's
you have
to
anything to
pumping station.
respond? Do you have anything?
No, I did have a couple more questions on the budget, though.
Oh, go ahead.
All the zero line items like the insurance, the health insurance, Medicaid.
We haven't gotten,
So are these things that you're not getting from,
correct.
and does he reconcile with you?
No, so I questioned him about it, because normally I used to get either monthly or quarterly, the insurance postage and, health insurance postage and Medicare.
Retirement or any of that stuff?
Right, I used to get all, and, he said that they were trying to do things differently and that he was gonna take the Medicare out weekly. So I sent him back an email and said, okay, but you need to email me, I need to be able to, and he said he would email me weekly as to what he's taking out.
Okay, so you haven't got any of that. Does he reconcile with you with any of the other expense items?
Nope,
You
nothing.
don't reconcile at all?
Nope, but I will be, I'm in the process of going over the budget with, like, what Debbie has and everything, and then I'm hoping by mid to end of May, I'm going to reach out to him and say, I'm still here, where's all the information?
I just don't know how you can go almost a year not reconciling the books.
Well, what's concerning to me, and I guess maybe I don't understand, is that we haven't paid for our health insurance, but it's coming out, so how is it getting paid? Do you know what I mean?
Where's he taking it from? And
that's what I'm
We don't know what account it's coming
Between
out
your
of.
health insurance and your state and federal, FICA, Medicare, et cetera, that's paid to the bank every week, or monthly, let's say. We don't even have proof of that.
Oh,
So I'm working, everything I communicate, I just do via email, because I like to have a trail to follow back
You
on.
must be dipping into our cash flow when you receive money from your quarterly billing.
I don't know.
He has to be.
This sheet here, is this something you maintain?
Yes.
Or is this something you get from Debbie?
No, I maintain that one, and I check the one that she gets. She posts hers weekly, and I check ours against hers.
And so ours is.
I haven't checked in the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
But.
So you're
for-
reconciling with Debbie anyway?
Yes, yep.
But Debbie doesn't have all the numbers. though.
No.
Like when it comes time to square off with the retained earnings and everything else, where's that money coming from? In our proceeds from our yearly
Yeah,
billings?
from the receivables.
So that money's sitting somewhere in his account, I guess.
And we should be getting interest on it.
But you always have to worry, did we bring in enough, did we spend more than we brought in?
Well, that's
like
my-
any-
that's
like
my
any-
point is
Like
when-
any business.
And that's what I was looking
We're spending,
at,
we're paying
'cause-
bills every month, but we're behind on getting our bill out for this
Gonna
customers.
come out anyway,
Right, but you-
very shortly, so.
Well, that's the problem, but we're looking at saying, all right, we got 32, we've only spent 32% of the budget in the water. That's what made me start looking at it, I'm like, why do we have $1 million left with only 2 months, and, you know,
It's like
but
you
then
and
you
I
start
paying our
looking, and you got a
bills
bunch of zeros,
for
so
our
nothing's
houses.
been charged.
Correct.
How can we manage our budget? Like, when I do it, I look at it, and I'm like, all right, my revenues aren't what I expected, I gotta stop spending, so I can get my numbers to where they need to be, so we're not negative. You know, you might have overestimated what your revenues were gonna be, so you need to cut back on your expenses, because you don't have the money there to cover it.
And I understood at the beginning of the fiscal year, he had short on staff, blah, blah, blah. But I thought it would be coming. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I get if he said it was, I can't remember the words, like, more efficient to just take the Medicare money out. Okay, but I still need to know.
We still need-
Yeah, we need to account for it, so we know
And I
where
need
we
to know
stand
if we
for the budget.
budgeted, well, I need to let somebody know if we budgeted properly or not.
Right.
And again, when we're going through our budgeting process, we're looking at what we have expended and whether or not we need to raise or lower based on what percentage of the year we're at,
Right.
so.
I'll email him again tomorrow.
Well, when we send out some rubber checks, we'll know.
Yeah,
It's about the size of
or
it.
when our skating doesn't work.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
Yep.
it was shut off.
You know,
Turn off the water.
That happened.
Yeah, it did happen.
No, well, not because of
No, I
any,
know that,
any error on our fault.
Oh, no.
Oh, when the
Oh, no, no,
internet
no.
got thrown, shut off, yeah.
Oh, no, no, no.
Poor system.
But, I've got a couple of things. Actually, one other thing from the plant, on April 26th, we received approval to run it at 100%. We got the sign of the cross from DEP for use of that. I just want to take a moment to address, oh, go ahead.
George, do you know where, like, in the state where we stand, like, are we one of the first?
Yeah, kinda, you could say that. We're pretty much the head leaders going on. People right now can't even get vessels, getting SRF money is a big problem. It's a battle now, because they dropped it to 4, recently. And a lot of people were anticipating, they kind of delay, and you've heard this before. Oh, no, don't worry about it now. It's not gonna happen, or, it's far away, and it catches up with everybody. Now there's a struggle to get everything, and that's why probably the award thing is just,
That's part of what that award is.
We're very lucky we got ahead of it.
Yes. Yeah. So, as I've been clear in the past, I don't respond to anything on social media in an official capacity on social media. But I just want to address some of the misinformation that's being floated out there concerning the water use restriction letter that went out this week. That is a mandate from DEP, and that goes back to 2011, the Clean Water Act, Water Use Act, or since 2011,
Water Management Act.
Water Management Act, okay. Every town in Massachusetts, every year since 2011, that's every town in Massachusetts, from the 1st of May till the 30th of September, has to enact water use restriction policies. That's across the board. And we have sent that same letter out every year since 2011. That's 13 years now. Another question that was asked, what about Nichols College? Nichols College outside irrigation is on wells. That's well documented. That question gets asked every year. They use wells for their irrigation, and that's that. And yes, town properties are also subject to the restriction. That includes this building here, that includes our building, that includes every town building. Someone said that it would be nice if an explanation was sent out. Well, here's something really kind of obvious. That letter was your explanation. That is the explanation that's being sent out. That is dictated as well by the state as to what is said. There was a whole lot of conversation about why the Conservation Commission wasn't involved in it. They have no jurisdiction on the water supply. Conservation has to do with groundwater and other conservation issues. They have nothing to do with the public water supply. This board does. I would suggest for folks, again, do not depend on social media for your information. Chances are it's going to be false. 508-949-8007. That's 508-949-8007. That's where you will get the information. There. It's
Well,
just,
Mr. Chairman, while you got the microphone, you might want to mention about the open house thing.
oh, yes. We are setting up, we're in the process of working with our engineers and our administrative assistant and others to set up an open house and ribbon cutting for the new water treatment plant. It looks like the date will be June 8th. Time to be determined, probably 8 to 12 or 8 to 1, something like that. And the rain date is the 22nd, because the 15th is Father's Day weekend. But I believe those were the dates that were talked about.
There's something on the 22nd.
So that's, I know, we'll have more information.
Oh, that's, the 22nd is the townwide yard sale,
Okay, well,
just letting you
while
know.
going between yard sales, you can stop down and
That's what it is.
get a drink of nice, clean, clear Dudley water.
Cups provided.
Cups provided, yes. No, we'll, that's a rain date. So we're looking at June 8th. And there will be, the engineering firm will have some folks there. Winston will have, the construction company will have some people there. We'll be there.
He's gonna be sending.
DEP will send some folks down there. Yeah, we'll, you'll be able to see what your increased water rates have paid for. So, with that,
We're not wearing ties, right? We're not wearing ties?
no.
Tuxes.
You sure?
Yes.
I know it's early, but
Make a motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman, if we're done.
Second.
all in favor? Aye. Unanimous.